Hi friends, welcome back. So a couple weeks ago, we got this headline: Elon Musk mandates Tesla to install and demo full self-driving beta for every new delivery. That was back on March 25th, 2024. Then it says here, Elon Musk has mandated Tesla employees to install and demo full self-driving beta for every customer taking delivery in North America. So now on April 12th, 2024, the Farzad pumper dude and another pumper dude, they teamed up, double pumpers, the Gali from the Hyperchange dude on April 12th, 2024. They just happened to be randomly driving around FSD telling everyone, hey, Tesla is Robotaxi ready, even though it's only level 2. This is also too, I want to mention, this is why we're doing this video today. Right after Farzad's video, lo and behold, we got an announcement that Tesla is cutting prices on their monthly FSD and is going from $199 to $99 a month. And the post I posed to you all is it worth it? Would you pay $99 a month for this thing? And what do you think about them cutting price? My personal opinion on this stuff, if you're cutting price, probably means you have a demand problem, meaning you can't find enough people that want to pay this kind of price. I get it. If you're a pumper, you say, hey, Elon Musk is cutting prices. He's a genius. Or if Elon Musk raised prices, therefore he must be a genius again, right? So whatever that he does, he's a genius. But I think they got a demand problem over there at Tesla. Now, Elon Musk tweets out, he says, supervised full self-driving now, $99 a month. And of course, the Sawyer dude, who's one of the king pumpers on social media, he says, incredible value. And I want to go through some of the thoughts that people have. It's actually quite interesting. It's all over the map, and also want to get your thoughts as well. So here, this person says, FSD on Cybertruck, priceless. Another person, never was saving lives so cheap. It's supervised, not worth it. Another person. Another one says, anyone know what happened to the 99 years premium connectivity subscription? And a lot of people have been asking. It's interesting because Tesla keeps making changes quite frequently to various prices on various products, like what about the old deal, except like that. You'll see a lot of this kind of stuff. Another person says here, Elon need to make the 12,000 payment permanent, transferable. Can eventually implement a reasonable transfer fee and then offer a 6K non-transferable option. This has been a complaint by a lot of people, is like, am I buying FSD for me as a driver or for as a vehicle? Because say you only drive your car for a couple of years, etc., and you paid 12K for this thing before, because now they're offering a monthly, but before people paid a bunch of money for this stuff, and like, hey, I want to be able to transfer, and it's really a problem, right? So here's some, definitely, hear some other people say this stuff, same thing that I just mentioned. It's definitely tough for people who paid full price for FSD, better for Tesla, but it sucks big time for these folks. Another person, hope it helps Tesla a lot. Also a little sad for people like me that paid 12,000 plus interest fees on an 8-year loan, but I guess mine would allow to be in the Robotaxi fleet one day, and the $99 a month it won't be able to. This is something that why they're all the pumpers out there trying to convince you that you're going to make money with your car, because you have to convince people, oh, be happy that you spend 12K on this thing because you're going to get that money back. Good luck. Another person saying, it's beta software that we are paying to test. It would be, quote, incredible value if it didn't require constant monitoring. Again, this thing's a level 2 thing, so you need to be in the car. It's this idea that they say that it's, the Farzad saying here, Tesla Robotaxi ready, is just ludicrous. Moreover, but hey, it's YouTube, I guess you can say whatever pumping thing that you want. Another person says, nope, too expensive still. Tesla makes incredible margins on FSD. They should just sell it at a price every Tesla owner could afford, $99 a month. Is still not that. So the person's saying too expensive. Here's another person. Sure, except for people who paid full price for lifetime version, not even talking about the folks who paid years ago, they're rightfully pissed. Someone says, hi Canada, might have options for monthly payments. Another person say, can y'all reduce the price for outright FSD too then? Makes sense if the subscription model reduced in price, so many people would consider buying it. Because essentially, this is just the average consumer, and this is for anything out there. You just want to buy something and own it, opposed to paying a monthly subscription. And this is what many companies are trying to get you to do. They want you to get that recurring revenue. But guys, I know, right? When you go look at a price of software, you're like, hey, I just want to give, we'll use the example of Adobe, I just want to pay you for Photoshop. I want to own it, get the yearly one, 2023, 24, or whatever, and maybe upgrade every couple of years. But these days, companies like Adobe or like a Tesla or whatever want you to do the subscription fee. So that's sort of where companies are going through. And my opinion on this stuff is it's price gouging to customers. The companies would make the case, though. I'm just being fair to companies. They'll make the case that if you do the recurring revenue, we can keep your software updated. So there's always going to be a fight between companies and consumers. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. In your opinion, do you want to pay subscriptions for software knowing that maybe the company is going to support it. I say maybe because it all depends on whatever company. Some companies have better support and updates than others, but that's the concept: is would you rather pay outright, own the software, or would you rather pay a monthly subscription? And I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on that and what experience you've had. Here's another person saying, totally suck for those who paid 12K trying to get FSD, get more data, and showcase to friends and family, only to be paying basically $199 for 60 months versus $99. The value add was so apparent, and Tesla should have always increased price to 20K or just leave it at $199. This blows. Another person saying, I have gone from skeptic to 100% at this new rate in a few weeks, even though I drive very little, and $99 is not FU money for me. I am also regretting leasing and not buying. Tesla is like iPhone. Once you're hooked forever. So that's a positive one. Let's actually there's one more. What does this one say? It says here, how is unlimited time link charge incredible value? You already spent tens of thousands on the car. Subscriptions for options on car is actually crazy. And that's a good point. And this is something too. It's not just Tesla. To be fair to Tesla, it's not just Tesla. There was I remember reading a report recently. It was BMW would essentially sell you a car, and if you want to unlock options like say heated seats, you're gonna have to pay a monthly fee for that. And I'm not making this stuff up. I remember we did this like a year or so ago, and that's essentially more easier for cars to be manufactured in a way that where you essentially have all of the stuff in the car, as opposed to configuring it whatever. And then if you want to unlock certain features, then you pay something through the software. So it's easier for cars to manufacture to make just one car and then have a bunch of stuff unlocked and you got to pay for it. You guys understand? It's like downloading DLC for your car essentially. Moreover, I want to show you guys this as well. This is some of the thoughts that all of you are having on the channel. Actually, we'll start with these. I'd like to share what's going on around our community. We have a smart community, and it's fun to have these kind of discussions. So I did a video recently about the whole FSD stuff, and I wanted to get your thoughts. So here's some comments. This is coming from George. Hey, Chris, if you have a population, and so at the Robotaxi stuff, if you have a population of 40K and 8K Tesla owners use their cars as Robotaxis, the market would be oversupplied and the prices would be negative for most of the day, right? So, I mean, the whole point is like when someone's promised you riches by having FSD and having your car act as a robot, it's kind of ludicrous because ultimately, right, supply will crush the price of these things, right? There's just like everyone's got it, right? So you're all competing with each other. It's a basic market. Another person saying BS, talking about Robotaxi again. They will not give a driver's taxi license to every Tesla owner, and that's actually a really good point, right? Not only so Tesla has to convince you that they're gonna have this tech for everyone's gonna make money off the Robotaxis, and then how are you gonna get a permit? I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's a really good point. Regular person will likely, and I'm sure the government want a piece of that pie. Hey, if you're gonna operate a business out of your car, we're gonna have to tax you and get permits, etc. That's a really good point. Another one. 88 is too far after earnings date to save the share price. Another person, I did EV Uber work for a few years. There's no scaling up Robotaxis. They'll be slow, stupid, and more dangerous. Here's another comment. 88, if it is a date, what is the year? Come from Roddy. He says, I am not an engineer or a camera expert, but a camera can't see through dirt, snow, and reflections, right? Good point, right? You don't have to be an engineer to understand that if the cameras, and if you don't know what we're talking about, Tesla uses cameras. Other companies use LiDAR, which is like a form of radar kind of thing. It's like laser radar, from my understanding of it. But the cameras, Tesla uses it because it's cheaper. Even no matter how good your camera is, if it's covered by dirt, no good. Snow or reflections, right? It can't perform thermography with the proper hardware and software, which is an asset. However, I watched lots of autopilot and FSD videos where the system gets confused, limits functionality, and even does not work at all. How can you seriously predict 88 of this year level 5 autonomy? Another point here is 12K for FSD is one of the biggest money scams grabs ever. Here's Dave. Dave saying Robotaxis might be in our future, but not for a while, and Tesla will have many competitors. I might be wrong, but I don't think this will produce a car with positive cash flow from turning into a taxi, as it's a car that you will ultimately want for daily use. Another person saying here, imagine Tesla does have a 1 million car Robotaxi fleet. Then one day a cyber attack makes them all accelerate out of control simultaneously. Yikes. And I mentioned that before, and that's a good point as well, Christian, is if we're all going, robot driving and people figure out a way to hack these things, it is a major problem. So I mentioned that. Here's someone, Sean, saying, the problem with AI and Robotaxis reducing costs and increasing productivity is that it takes money away from consumers. You would work these jobs that disappear, right? So if robots and AI replace people, those kind of people won't have any money, and also too won't be putting tax dollars into the system, right? They're removing consumers from the system essentially, right? Because you're taking away people's jobs. Then there will be no consumers left with money. So in the end, consumer demand is created with the very jobs that supply goods services. None of this will help investors make more money since the velocity of money will slow too much and deflation will kick in. Over time, I think humans can play a role that may be different, and robots and AI will be a tool that makes them more trivial, monotonous work disappear. But I really wonder how people will deal with the lack of purpose, right? Just sort of this social problems, deal with the lack of purpose if everything is done for them. AI is not currently what people crack it up to be. Answers given by it are extremely generic, and many people don't realize that people are typing up essays essentially to give AI information it can plagiarize. AI can advance, but at its current state, I really don't think that using the word intelligence is an accurate description. Maybe AP, artificial plagiarism, is a better name for it because it takes all credit from people who program it. Yeah, so he's saying, let's not call it artificial intelligence, let's call it artificial plagiarism. So I do appreciate it, Sean, and I always would like to hear your thoughts in community because we got a lot of smart people and interesting people in the community. This is coming from Mian is talking about, do you remember the brand Saturn, which is interesting, and writes a long comment. I'll just read part of it here. It says here, Tesla is not the same, of course, but the point is that consumer is a complicated creature. Can you imagine the process of selling a person on a car while explaining to them that they can use it as an autonomous taxi to make money, and it will cost them the depreciation of their vehicle, the increased insurance costs, the cost to clean it, right? You guys get this depreciation. Haven't we all vomited in the back of a cab or smoked a big joint? The increased charging costs, the cost of FSD subscription, and the time management of using your car for personal transportation as a cab. The answer is you can't. And this is the kind of stuff, guys, when all those Tesla pumpers are telling you that FSD is so awesome and you're all going to be rich on Robotaxis, is like, take a step back and just like consider this stuff. And this is sort of for any business proposal. Essentially, that's what they're trying to propose to you, that you're going to have your own business with the Tesla FSD Robotaxi. Is like, consider this stuff. Think about like the expenses to run said business. Someone mentioned the permit thing. I think is an interesting one. And I agree with this. Is also kind of funny. Just imagine you go to the dealership or whatever, to pick up a Tesla, and they're like, hey, you should buy this thing because you're going to get rich and starting your own business. It sounds so dumb, right? But yeah, that's what the pumpers are out there trying to do. Here's another person saying here, wow, being in my early 60s, having watched my dad create a new business and doing a few myself, I am blown away that any adult, right, this is key, any adult would say on video, you can buy a car, usually with $5,000 down, and turn it into a 6-figure business. And it's just going to roll out the driveway and print that kind of money. I just got to pinch myself because this has to be a dream / nightmare. And what Joe was referring to, and something that I talk about many times on the channel, this is just a reality, guys. YouTube is a platform for children. It tends to skew really, really young. So I think a lot of people who are watching these pumper channels are kids and don't have any experience, never had a business, just don't know necessarily how the world works. Also, are naive to the fact that this is reality, guys. There are people out there that will just lie to you for money. Unfortunately, that's something that happens. And until you've ever been scammed or cheated by someone who like pumps you completely unrealistic stuff, you don't know. And slowly though, people do wake up to the fact that they see that their stock is down 50 some, almost 60% now, and it's not looking good, right? And now the companies are trying to pump you that you're going to make money on your car, which is a depreciating asset. It's ludicrous. Moreover, now Tesla is reducing the price of FSD from 200 to basically $100. That looks like a demand problem to me. And can they get more people to sign up for this thing? We'll see. You're basically signing up to be a beta tester. I mentioned that whole Farzai dude, and whenever I see these sort of like pumper videos, they're always out on a clear sunny day, and they're out in like a small neighborhood. It's not always going to be clear. It's not always going to be sunny, and I think it matters, right? Especially if you really do expect this thing to be working, 365 days a year. If this thing is really, quote, Robotaxi ready, you'd want to see how does it do in the snow? How does it do in the rain? How does it do in different environments other than small town, sunny day, right? 25-mile driving, et cetera, right? So anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this stuff. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you next video.